Hello, my name is Mandolin Royal, and today is the day that I get into Rooster Coop now that my birds are 12 weeks old and Chase's birds are 14 weeks old, and I'm going to start doing preliminary selections. So the whole purpose of our breeding program is to make and grow as many offspring as we can comfortably house and feed, and then find the best candidates from them to then use for breeding the following season. The meat we get in return makes it worth it. The eggs, also worth it. And the breeding stock that we produced here for ourselves, also very much worth it. And for the sake of my future flock, I'm pretty rigid, picky, and ruthless about it, because the entire future of the sustainability of this project hinges on the decisions that I make, the decisions I have already made, and then also my future breeding decisions. So getting in there and nitpicking and eating the ones that aren't quite worth keeping around, that's your best bet and keeps the whole thing moving forward while keeping the birds in the appropriate spacing and not overcrowding and things like that. So step one is to go and collect the birds while I wait on scald water to get warmed up, and I've got our utensils soaking and sanitizing. So while that is going on, I'm going to take my sort cage, I'm going to drop it onto my heavy duty dump cart, and then I'm going to strap it down and walk it over to Rooster Coop. So my sort cage, it can comfortably hold temporarily like 15 birds. So that's today's goal. I'll put some shavings in there before I move it down. We do have doors on both sides, which is really convenient. You can't see the other ones from here, but 6 doors for 3 holes, 5 birds, maybe 6 depending on size, into each slot. So the reason there's 3 slots is because when I pick the boys up and I handle them and I evaluate them and I look at their express traits, I can do nope, maybe, yes. The maybe birds, they're gonna get processed too. Not gonna lie. I'm only interested in who sorts out as best. Yes, this one. He's showing everything we need to see. So once I've figured out who the best ones are, they're going to pop over there into pen 5, since I have it nice and empty and prepped. This is 5 by 7, and it'll be a great day if I can find 4 boys to put in there to finish growing some more. And maybe I only pick 1 from there, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll find out. Because you do have to give the birds time to show who they are, what they are, and then you have to see what they produce like with other birds. And that is what I have going on in these 3 pens now that I have sorted and selected again. Because I do it repeatedly, and I take a staggered approach to it. I don't make all of my decisions in one day. That's a mistake. So I do a filtering approach as they get through various growth milestones. Now, when we get over to Rooster Coop, I'm going to talk some more about desired versus undesired traits. And with the birds from Chase up at Recreational Homestead, I saw the usual assortment of traits to keep and traits to get away from that are pretty common in the breed. So if you're just getting started and you sourced your birds, you're growing them out, you're looking at what they're made of and what they're showing you, I'm going to give you some pinpointers on things I look for and things I don't want to see again. So let me go ahead and get this cart strapped down with our sort cage and get over to Rooster Coop and see what we find in there. So back in a second. Alright, I'm over here at Rooster Coop with the sort cage in tow. So next we're going to go ahead and get inside and see what they're looking like from the visual. And then as I go through one by one, That's when I get the hands-on feel of them, where I'm looking for body capacity, fleshing, bone spacing, things like that that make a really good, useful, utility but correct bird, because I'm trying to accomplish a lot in my flock. I'm not focusing on any one thing. I'm focusing on everything, because this breed is my breed, and I need the meat, the eggs, the growth rate, the temperament, everything about a chicken and what a chicken can be. I need to see all of it, because that is what allows me to focus on just one breed. If you have to have a different breed for each of the chicken purposes, I encourage you to look into maybe some alternate methods to get everything in a more simplified process, which is still actually pretty complex. But that's the fun of it. The whole journey of learning, of progressing in your knowledge base, of figuring out all the little tips, tricks, and details. A lot of that is just going to come from experience and getting hands-on. The more breeds you have to have, the less likely it is that you're going to do any of them justice. And it's been my goal to pick a breed that did everything I needed a bird to do, and then do that breed justice. And the American Bresse are the ones who were the meatiest, the fastest, and still laid pretty great. The ones I started with, they just weren't that pretty. So now I'm working on making them pretty while being useful. And it's quite the process, as it turns out. And I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to get excited and motivated to do what needs done to provide for yourself, to do it all in-house, and maybe not have reliance on outside sources, which was another pretty big goal of mine, because one of my least favorite things to do became buying chickens. It was inconsistent. If you find a good source, keep in contact and keep that going. Otherwise, keep trying until you find your fit, because it's all about finding your fit of what you need and growing it from there for yourself. At least that's my thought. All right, back to work. I will get off my soapbox. All right, let's get in here, see what's going on with the boys. There's a couple of alert males. There was one who is acting like he was more aggressive than anyone else. But I'm just going to walk in here, not bother anybody just yet, so that we can look at them a little bit before I get real handsy. There's a lot of significant size differences from one bird to another. Where'd that one go? That one! Look! That guy has slip wing. Looks remarkably similar to angel wing and ducks. So that guy is an automatic freezer bird. Now, in preparation for processing day, I did pull their feed, and they have nothing but water and themselves. And then I'm just going to casually sit down. Well, kneel down, because you know what's on the floor here. Now, these are the boys that I sorted already when they were like, what, 9 weeks and 11 weeks old, as being not the favorites. The favorites are with the girls. So these guys, I had pretty well already decided that they were going to be dinner, but I understand the benefit of additional growth. So I'm going to check and recheck to see if there's a reprieve or two in here. Oh, dude. I don't think you have anything to be crowing about. That one's dinner. That one's dinner. That one's probably dinner. I liked you a lot, actually, besides the little crinkle that he has in his comb. But I can forgive a comb like that in favor of body width, leg color, chest depth. We'll see when I get hands-on. Oh, that guy's comb is going to get ridiculous. Okay, with ever so slightly knock-kneed, maybe. We'll see how he moves around. Shut up, guys. Oh, that one that was crowing back there is looking pretty narrow in the undercarriage. Shallow in the chest. That's probably dinner. That one over there might be okay. Nope. Probably knock-kneed. Alright. Time to get handsy, which I'm not going to be able to record as I do it, since I don't have my above view. But I'll go into detail on what I find as I get through them and show out what we like, what we don't like. That little guy actually seems pretty promising in structure. Maybe that one too. Do you have anything to crow about? Maybe that one. Alright, so by loosely looking at them, I'm gonna be lucky to find 3 to grow a little more out of this coop. A lot of these are looking tall, lanky, shallow chested. Some obvious things to call out. But you're going to have that no matter where you source your flock. Not all of them are going to be perfect. Never, ever. And in fact, the most serious breeders who really dig in deep, they don't even sell hatching eggs or chicks at all, ever. No exceptions. Something to keep in mind. If the eggs and chicks are too easy to get, ask them what they're breeding for. Ask them what they select for. And then figure out if you still want to acquire stock from them, because it's really easy to hatch eggs. It's a whole other matter to breed. But that's what I'm hoping to teach. To breed for yourself so that you can get the flock you really, really want. Because chances are you're not going to be able to just pop out and buy it. Ask me how I know. Because I've never once been able to just go out and buy the perfect chicken, because the perfect chicken really doesn't even exist once you get down into every single little detail. But you can breed for it. You can look for it. You can select for it. You can try for it. You just can't go out and buy it. Alright. Time to get handsy. See what we find. Alright, so that was phase 1. There's a lot to cover and a lot to get into, so I decided to pause the video where I was at and get to the results in episode 2. So right now I'm over here in Pellet Pen watching some of the birds over here and looking at one of the preferred males that had sorted out earlier, and he's actually pretty different than what's over in Rooster Coop. There's 5 boys over here now because one of them from Rooster Coop decided to jump ship and join up with these guys. I was kind of hoping all of them would come out, and I kind of thought about herding them all out to make them be here for this. But I'm alright with what's naturally occurring content. Hey, buddy. Mr. Favorite. I'm gonna have to get his band number. He really came about as being a really strong contender early on. And since everybody is wing banded, and since I was weighing weekly there for a little while, which life got in the way and I wasn't able to hold to it consistently every single week up to this point, but you're gonna have that. That guy had everything going for him in the beginning. A lot of these pullets, they are way too friendly. This boy, way too friendly. Excellent leg color. Excellent earlobe color coming. Excellent growth. Excellent temperament. But you gotta watch the ones that are super friendly at this age, because they have the absolute highest odds of turning mean. Because they like you and they're confident around you. That means they don't fear you, which increases the odds of them coming after you. Not yet. Maybe later. Really good body width. Decent leg color. Tail's probably going to be a little thin. Comb has too many spikes, but it's a good size. Not too big. Not too understated. I don't know. When I get through this group, this will be fun. Alright, stay tuned for the next phase of our actual FCR, which is the feed conversion rate, which is the cost to grow these birds into the shrink bag. Because that whole meat aspect of dual purpose, it's actually kind of elusive. I know a lot of breeds are advertised as being dual purpose, but I mean, the proof is in the shrink bag. How much that bird weighs, how fleshy it is, and what age it is. Dude, you can't be a lap chicken. They just got a hawk alarm. Talk about natural instincts and knowing where to go. Alright. Stay tuned for the data, the cost to grow, and things to put in the freezer as far as traits, and why they belong there, and why keeping birds who aren't quite what you're looking for, you just shouldn't. It's pretty cut and dry. Either they're breeding quality or they're not, and if they're not breeding quality, why are you keeping them? Because at that point, it's only eggs, and the boys can't do that. And you only need 1 boy for every 10 females, give or take. And the hatch rates, typically 50-50 male to female. So for every 10 females born, you only need 1 male. Chances are, only one of those girls is even going to be breeding quality too. Once you get into the nitty gritty. Alright. More on this later. Feel free to like and subscribe as I do my best to teach you what we're going for with these goofy birds.